The night his men put a pistol in a stranger's ribs for a rusted sedan, Victor Sloan never looked up from his coffee. In 4 years, no car had ever bitten back. This one would. I keep the file. Here's how it drove him under. Sloan Auto Export looked spotless, friends. A chain link yard, a tow truck, paperwork that balanced. Behind it, a machine that swallowed cars and gave them back new names. He wore driving gloves indoors and never left a print. Ray Dalton ran Dalton Auto on Route 9. 8 cars and a sign his father Earl bolted up in 1974. The bank wanted a balloon payment. $52,000 in 9 days, or the lot was theirs. Ray had maybe half. Earl had one rule, and Ray never broke it. Never trust a car with only one of anything. One key gets copied. So Ray kept a second of everything in a green spiral notebook. Remember this detail. Nina waited tables for what the scholarship didn't cover. Books, gas, the gap that never closes. "Sell my car if it helps, Dad," she said. Ray shook his head. He'd sold enough of himself already. Sloan's crew needed one more car to fill a container by Friday. "Find something nobody loves," Sloan said. Deacon drove Route 9 and found the most forgettable car on the road. Ray's dishwater Malibu. Watch closely. 11:40, a dead quiet charging lot. Ray steps out for 1 minute. A pistol glints. "Keys, now!" He hands them over without a word. Earl raised no hero. The taillights shrink to nothing. 3 miles out, Deacon ran a scanner over the seat and grinned. A cheap tracker puck. He crushed it under his boot, flicked it out the window. "Clean," he said. He was right. About that one. Ray did the lawful thing. He filed a police report and waited. A stolen 14-year-old car sinks to the bottom of a tall pile. You'd assume someone comes looking. So did Ray. The phone stayed quiet. That night, Ray opened the app nobody knew about. 1 green dot, still breathing. The second tracker. Inside a building, ringed by 40 dots that hadn't moved in weeks. 40 cars. 1 roof. He drove past twice. A windowless garage behind Sloan Auto Export. Roll-up doors. Gloved men under work lights. He came for 1 dented car. He'd found where the county's cars went to disappear. Ray needed someone who spoke this language. Frank Hollis, 30 years off the state auto theft unit, read the notebook and the 40 dots. "Ray," he said quietly, "this isn't a theft. It's an inventory." Hollis laid it out cold. Steal a forgettable car, grind off the VIN, stamp on one copied from a legal twin. New title, new plates. The wrecks burn for the insurance. He's not a thief, he's a laundry. For a week, they watched the dots. Cars arrived at night, sat 3 days, rolled toward the port. Hollis pinned a map and drew the web in red. At the center, Sloan Auto Export. Sloan noticed a car missing from his own inventory app. 1 puck still chirping behind a speaker nobody had found. He peeled a glove and made a call. Somewhere, a man asked what Ray Dalton looked like. The messages weren't words. A black sedan idled across from the lot at 2 a.m., 3 nights running. On the 4th, Ray woke to one of his cars burned to a shell. None needed. 2 days later, Ray's office was tossed. Drawers dumped. The green notebook gone. They didn't know Earl's rule. The notebook they took was the copy. The original lived in a coffee can. Nina found him sweeping glass at dawn. "This is about my car, isn't it?" Ray told her it was handled. It wasn't. He drove her to campus. Some truths a father carries alone. 9 days gone to 2. A burned car, a stolen record, a man in gloves who knew his daughter's schedule. You'd have thought about quitting too. Then he remembered the card. The card was the second tracker, still logging every place the Malibu had slept. Ray matched it against the original notebook, dot to date to VIN. 40 cars, 40 stolen names, 1 gloved man. Hollis pulled 4 years of records, nearly 600 cars, friends, about $14 million in cars that were never his. 1 car vanishing every other night while you slept. He stole the way rust does, everywhere at once. Hollis still knew people. He walked the notebook into the state task force. They recognized the pattern in 10 minutes. They'd wanted Sloan for years and never had a witness. The rusted Malibu would testify at dawn. The night before, Ray sat alone in the lot. The balloon payment came due in the morning. The black sedan idled across the street. One tracker and a coffee can against a man who erased cars. Dawn. A shipping container yawns open behind Sloan Auto Export. Gloved men roll car after car up the ramp. A dishwater Malibu with Ray's parking sticker in the glass. Sloan checks his watch. Right on schedule. Now, unmarked cars seal the street. Vests pour through the roll-up doors. Hands, now! The container freezes half-loaded. Gloved men drop to their knees on the oil-stained concrete. 4 years of quiet, over in 90 seconds. Deacon went down filming, of course. He'd filmed the carjacking too, laughing. The task force thanked him for the confession. It matched Ray's tracker log frame for frame. The easiest car he ever took closed his case. Sloan didn't run. He offered his wrists like a man used to being right. The driving gloves went into an evidence bag, then the cuffs, on bare skin. The prints he'd avoided 4 years, the state had by lunch. Remember Earl's rule? You do. Never one of anything. They found the first tracker, never dreamed of a second. They took the copy and left the original notebook in a coffee can. One habit from a dead man buried them all. The notebook was a map of the operation. Ray's tracker put the Malibu inside that garage. Investigators walked 600 cloned VINs back to their owners. A kid who'd saved 2 years for a truck. The charges stacked like cordwood. Federal carjacking, 1 count for the pistol at Ray's spine. VIN tampering, 1 count per stolen car. 600 counts. Sloan's lawyer stopped returning calls. 4 years, and Sloan only ever took cars nobody would chase. An eye for what nobody looks at. He built an empire on being overlooked. Then his crew overlooked the one car watching back. 19 years, federal, no parole. Restitution to 600 families, Sloan Auto Export seized to the tow truck. The judge read one line. You stole what no one would miss. One owner missed everything. Here's the coldest line in the file. Sloan didn't fall for stealing 600 cars. He fell for stealing the one that kept a record of him. It was a rusted Malibu. Ray's cut of the restitution and the state's reward came to $180,000. It cleared the $52,000 balloon with room to repaint Earl's sign. Nina stayed in school. The coffee can went back under the register. 600 cars found their way home. One green dot blinked behind a speaker. Off duty now. Tell me in the comments, where should those two have stopped? The empty lot or the first mile? I file every answer. Karma doesn't chase, friends. It rides shotgun and keeps the receipts. 2 men went looking for the car nobody would miss. They found the one that missed nothing. Next in the file. A locksmith who kept a copy of every key. Subscribe, the archive never closes.